guys, it's Janie. Welcome back to the Bookworms, buddy. I am sporting my Santa hat again. It's got a weird thing right here, but it slips around a lot. Anyway, I wanted to be in the Christmas spirit for this because this is my very first original book tag, and I've been wanting to do an original book tag, and I really wanted to do one now for the holiday season, and I just didn't know what I was going to do. Well, Richard just did his book tag, and one of the questions was about, your favorite drink, favorite snack, favorite movie. Well, it got me to thinking about all of my favorite Christmas movies, so that is what inspired this tag. So this is called the Christmas Classic Book Tag. I love Christmas movies, so I wanted to celebrate that with an original tag. So here we go. We have favorite Christmas movies, and you're going to name a book that corresponds with that movie. So here we go. The first one we got is Santa Claus is Coming to Town. For this one is name a book you want Santa to bring you this year. And I have two actually that I would like to get this for Christmas, and that is Revival by Stephen King and Mr. Mercedes by Stephen King. I'm dying to read these books. I just don't have the funds to go out and buy them, like $30 each. I do have Mr. Mercedes on my Kindle. There's just something about reading a Stephen King book on my Kindle. I can't do it. So these are two books that I would love Santa to bring me this year. Number two is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. For this one is You are Rudolph and you must lead your friends to a really good book or series. Which do you choose? And I chose a series, and it's got to be, broken record, Joe Ledger series. I know, guys. I know. I go on and on about the Joe Ledger series, but I'm telling you, seriously, this is fantastic, and everybody should read it. I even had a giveaway on Patient Zero because I love it so much, and I want people to read it. So, go look up Jonathan Mayberry, go check out the books, do yourselves a favor, and read it. Next one is A Christmas Carol. Now this is the one by Jim Carrey, but it's the same as the original one. And for this one is name a book you have reread, one you are currently reading, and one you intend to read in 2015. So for my reread, y'all know this too, is It. I've reread a lot of books, but this one was always going to be a book that stands out in my head. This is by Stephen King. Great book. Great cast of characters. Love it, love it, love it. I know it's a tome. It's a very big book. It's over 1,000 pages, but it's so worth the read. Book that I am currently reading is Your Heart Belongs to Me by Dean Koontz. This is actually for my A through Z challenge, which I had just mentioned in my December TBR. So far, it's pretty good. I'm not very far into it. I'm only like 20 pages into it, so if you don't know what it's about, this guy suffers from cardiomyopathy, I think it's called, and he needs a new heart. So he gets his heart, and then a year later he starts getting these really odd gifts with a note attached saying your heart belongs to me. So yeah, I had to choose this one. And then a book that I plan to read in 2015 is actually a reread, or would be a reread, and that's 11/22/63. Loved this book. It's a retelling of JFK through Stephen King's eyes, and it was phenomenal. Again, it's a tome, but it's so worth the read, and I can't wait. I'm going to arrange a read-along or a buddy read or group read with this book, and I think a lot of people should read it because it's really enjoyable. Okay, enough rambling. Number 4 is Miracle on 34th Street, which I don't have the original. My husband found the original online and downloaded it for me. For this one is name a book that was a miracle you got through. And I've got to say House of Leaves. So many people raved about this book. This book was intriguing. This book was very original, very different. I'll give it that. But, I mean, even the storyline would have been okay. But there were so many extra things. I felt like I was in college and I was learning new stuff or whatever, and there was so much of this going on that it was just exhausting. I could not wait to finish this book, And, you know, I had people say, well, if you didn't like House of Leaves, then you don't know what a good book is. And it's like, okay, you know, whatever you say. But this book was very exhausting for me. I didn't really take a whole lot away from it that people were saying. And I was just seriously glad to get through it. I'm surprised I stuck with it. But I'm like, okay, they're telling me this is really great, so I'm going to keep reading it. So if it wouldn't have been as original and different as it was, I probably wouldn't have finished it. But yeah, House of Leaves. Okay, number 5, The Polar Express. Another favorite. Name a book that you read through really quickly, but you wish it could last forever. And this one took some thought. I really had to think about this one, and I ended up with Sundays at Tiffany's, and I think this was a buddy read with Ashley, I want to say. I loved this book. This little girl, she's pretty lonely. Her mom, she gets to spend one day a week with her mother. They go to Tiffany's, and she has an invisible friend who is an adult. He's a really nice looking young man. People thought that was awkward. I didn't really think it was awkward. I thought it was more a guardian angel kind of thing. And then, you know, they go to her when she's growing up. She's still lonely. She meets this man named Michael, who is in fact her childhood invisible friend. It's not a spoiler, it's all in the synopsis. And it was just such a great book, and I read it so quickly, and I just loved it. James Patterson can write a pretty good contemporary. Okay, the next one we've got is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and this is with Jim Carrey. Again, I really like this movie. And this one is, if you were to steal a book series, which would it be? I had to think about this one. And I don't think I really came down to just one. But I've been reading the Lux series on my Kindle, and I would love to own those books. So there's one series. Another series that I would really like to own would be the Daughter and Smoke and Bone series. I loved that first book. I don't have the rest of them. They're all on my Kindle. I don't have any physical copies of these, and I would really like to have at least those two in physical copies. Okay, the next one we've got is Frosty the Snowman. A book that made your heart melt. And for me, I have to say, that was The Book Thief. I loved this book. It's one of my favorite for the year. There goes my hat slipping again. I loved the characters. Lisa was my favorite, of course. The book just was emotional. My heart ached. And it's just a fantastic read. If you have not read The Book Thief yet, you really should read it. It is just amazing. It's a beautiful book. Yeah. Loved it. And then for number 8, the last one, is the Santa Claus. Now this one's number 2. I actually liked 1 and 2 both. And for this one is a book you read and enjoyed so much it made you instantly believe in the author's talent. And this is a very recent one for me, and I'm going to say Nothing Lasts Forever by Sidney Sheldon. I've never read any of his stuff. This is a very old book, 1994. And I finally decided to do it for my A through Z challenge and loved this book. Love his writing. So I'm going to say Nothing Lasts Forever, Sidney Sheldon. Great book. If you got it, read it. It was fantastic. And that is the end of the tag. I hope you guys enjoyed this tag. I have a whole slew of people that I want to tag. So one of these two sides will scroll up. Instead of me just going through and reading everybody, I'll also put them, the people I tag, in the description. And I hope you all do this and spread this tag around. I'm really excited because it's my first original tag. So anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for staying tuned, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.